Good morning, everybody. And we are now on to Thursday. Wednesday. What's it? Thursday. All right. So we're still kind of working on trying to get stuff figured out here because I restarted everything. So hang on just a second. I gotta fix stuff over here. Kind of going through and doing things. I had a restart last night, and I was like, well, that won't be a problem. Then I forgot totally this morning, and so I'm not ready for work yet today. Cans waving from the blanket pile. So I am not started up for the day. We didn't do Watercolor Wednesday yesterday. I mean, I still haven't found my watercolors, but we still didn't do it. All right, now we're back up and running. We did all the math last night. All the math was done. walking us through. This is a hard scene to write for multiple reasons. One, I have to write it from the point of view of two characters that do not know what's going on and make sure that they don't say something that they don't know. That's really hard. Even when Kayan was on, the things he was saying sometimes were like, well, no, they couldn't have known that. They wouldn't have known that. You know, stuff like that. It's like, it's really, really hard because not only do the characters have to be in universe aware of information that the readers don't know because they live in a universe where this is all normal, but paradoxically they also have to be dumb to all of the things that are obviously happening. And to some degree here, I'm kind of wondering if I need to bring up the genetic stuff yet. I think I might boot the genetic stuff till later. Just give a little bit more of the mystery here, and I think I'll move that genetic stuff to a different scene, maybe in issue 3. Yes. Hey, Brent. Oh, I like where I'm going all of a sudden. So I figured out the thing.
The thing? There's a thing. Oh, the story. You're working on the story. That's good.
Yeah, so I'm having a problem with the scene, and I'm now I think I've worked it out. So the scene originally was, we think that the girl is from Earth. And I'm like, you know what? I can hold that off until the next issue. And in this one, have them go, gosh, it took her a long time to travel a short distance, even at light speed. Yeah. And then, well, there's nothing, maybe she stopped a lot. There's nothing between Silver Cove and here except the Commonwealth.
And now they're suspicious of her.
Right. And it's a red herring. It's a red herring. I like this. Now we're going to be like, is she like totally like she's some kind of evil thing? Right? I love you. Nice. Thanks, Brent. Right. There we go. And this reads more like a Bennett and Chang discussion. She doesn't bother you? I thought so. It's just the math doesn't add up. Silver Cove is about 270 light years from here. Bennett says, okay. And Chang says, Nevin says we stopped using English about 480 years ago. Bennett goes, which means she's been out there for a while. Chang goes, but in order for her to get here in 480 years, she would have had to have traveled at only 50% light speed. Bennett's like, Chang goes, she would have experienced 320 years on the ship. Bennett, ever the quipper, says, I mean, she doesn't look a day over 300. Chang, yeah. And then Bennett says, well, maybe she made many stops, stayed a while in a few places. Chang goes, where? The only place between Silver Cove and here is... And then they both look at each other. The only problem is that's great. That scene is perfect and beautiful, and I loves it lotsly, but it doesn't fit to the relative inconsistency or relative calmness of the mess. Nor does it really, I mean, this does change a lot of what's going on out here. Well, let's think about this then. Did I just make my life more complicated than it needs to be? Because now it seems incongruous that they would let her wander around if they think she's a Commonwealth agent. Maybe this is why this scene doesn't feel right. Because if I think this scene through, what we've got is, I know why I'm not liking this scene. At the end of page 18, they're suspicious of Alex. And in the next section, Alex just goes and leaves the ship and walks away, unchallenged. Nobody says anything to her. She just walks out into the forest by herself, you know? And I think that's why I'm having a problem with it. So how do we put, as I've said before, how do we put a lampshade on this scene so it doesn't seem weird that they suspect something of this girl? Maybe if in this scene it's right. I'll bet you it's right here. We can fix it. It's right here. We can fix it. Because what it's saying, what we can say here is have Mayrel say, the dock cleared her, but the skipper wants to keep an eye on her. And so we put a tracker on her or something like that. I'd like to point out at this time, by the way, that somehow Miller moths can merge through glass. They can pass through glass. Did you know that? Last night there were Miller moths out here, and I closed the door. The door is sealed, and this morning there's a Miller moth right here going, I want out. And I'm like, how did you get in? that works a little bit better. Hey, Legend, you saw the kid. What's her story? Then Miral says, I don't know, really. Doc cleared her, but Skipper wanted me to put a trace on her. And Betterspec says, she thinks a girl is a Commonwealth spy? And then Arbo, who's a Marine, said wouldn't be the first time. Okay, you're gonna drive me crazy. I just need to wait for him to come over here. I'll make this a bigger deal. By the way, those of you who are joining me, this is the warts and all version of comic book writing. It's not all just drawing. Some of it's this. Let's see if you'll figure it out. Probably not. Can you not make that gap? Yes, you can. The only problem is that. Hey, Lee. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you. Like, last time I think I saw you, you were moving. There's a new place coming. New place you've been in for like a year or 2 or 3 or 4. Might be. That makes it only 4 years, but still. Yeah. It's been a long time. Well, anyway, how's the new place working out? Yeah. Yeah, boy, COVID really made everything feel like suspension, didn't it? Like, it just feels like it's all suspension here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. I have a moth in here. And the moth is driving me crazy because as soon as I pay attention to here, something's moving right here. And I'm like, and I want him to go outside, but he's infatuated with this section of the window, not this section. This section. This section would be freedom. He could escape. He'd be on his own. You'd do your own thing. But no, you've got to stay here and follow me. You'd be free. There's that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't want him to die. We can go out and be all Millery somewhere else. Just need him to go be Millery somewhere else. He's driving me crazy. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to tack on plausibly. So I'll see you later. Alright. That's right. Into the house. Okay, Miller. You had your chance, Miller. Now you're stuck here with me. Just go look for your own Julie Mao. Just don't bring any protomolecule in here, huh? I'm trying to think this one out. I don't want him to snap the lieutenant too much, because Arbo is old hand front line fighter, and so is Better Spec. So there's a certain amount of in service, not courtesy. Better Spec served on the front, and so has Arbo. The key word was. He went back to work. Yeah, that's key. Maybe Better Spec likes to talk and say things like, That's fine. Go desk side. You're good. Here you go, boy. I'm really trying to work this. This is the, like I said, this is the warts and all edition of writing a comic book. The hard part's trying to get this to work. And this is our moth has moved back there to that light. Hey, Ken, you missed Lee. Lee was here for a minute or two. Boy, I'm having a hard time focusing on this. Okay, I'm gonna do something else real quick because I just thought of it, and this will work because I'll get my mind off of this for a minute or two. And sometimes I just need my mind taken off of the thing to kind of get a, oh, okay, that's right, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So we use nice serious. Why so guy serious? I think 16 is too big. Gotta stop doing this stuff. I think this is the right size. Yeah, so 16 is too big. Okay. You're like, what are you doing? What is he? Does he? No one knows. No one. Not even the shadow. The shadow doesn't. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm trying to jump the gun here. That's never going to work. I don't even know why I'm trying. Pepper.
Hello.
How are you
What's
doing?
going? Well, better now that the air purifiers in my home have started working.
Hmm.
We have 3 of them plus our AC unit.
We have 2, but they all have little touchscreen buttons on the top. And I won't name any names, but there's a little black fuzzy creature who likes to walk on them. So I keep noticing that they're off from time to time. And I'm like, or set to like, dehumidify or, because, what we need in Colorado more than anything is to dehumidify our air.
I will agree to that. Like, yeah, sure. Let's dehumidify the air.
Yeah. I mean, today is pretty humid, but this is not the norm for Colorado.
No, I went to the chiropractors and like I got there and I arrived and I was just like, I had to wear a mask outside
Yep.
yesterday and today just because of allergies.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
No, I've been masking up all week when I leave, which is very rarely. I'm kind of looking forward to Saturday now. If all progresses as normal, I should test negative by then. So. Well, okay. They don't make this easy. I don't know if I'll get Cat here today. I need to ask what folio is. First time we put folio together, or first time we did this, she was like, just don't worry about folio. Okay, but now I'm kind of worrying about folio.
Ugh. That was a jarring experience.
Wheel. We
Give
missed
me a
Watercolor
second.
Wednesday.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Hey, Guy.
Hey, Bill. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Still working on that script.
Oh, that's fine. It's not an urgent thing.
I have it pulling the values from the database now, and I have it producing the galactic coordinates with the L and the B values. The only problem I'm having is I think it's rounding to like the 5th decimal place, and that's making the calculation for the galactic coordinate ever so slightly off.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out if there's a way to get the more precise value. So
Yeah, that'll only become, I think, to 5 decimal places is a problem past like 700 light years or 800 light years, and that may be further than my map. But you've already figured out how to do parallax, right? Parallax translation over to distance.
It has a calculation for it, and it'll return it, but it's not using it in the conversion to galactic. So,
Because I mean, if you're doing the trigonometry, you'll need the L, the B, and the distance.
oh, it does. It has a library for that, so I don't have to do any of the math. I just tell it I want the galactic, and I feed it the information, and it just spits it out.
The distance is the one, though, that will change between Hipparcos and Gaia,
Mm,
because Hipparcos wasn't high resolution enough.
right.
So the parallax for Hipparcos is going to be different than Gaia's, which will be much more accurate.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I'm like, make sure you pull the data from Gaia for distance, not Hipparcos.
Mhm.
Start with Gaia. If not Gaia, then Hipparcos.
Right.
Because of course Gaia did not capture every star, and so they're kind of covering. I think Gaia's mission will ultimately cover every star, but it's their missions for the next like 30 years. So they'll
Right.
finally cover every star about the time that I die out.
Mhm.
I'll die of old age.
The cool thing is, like, so Bellatrix, it is not in Gaia. It's in the Hippocros. And I do retrieve that.
Yeah.
But it should give you all the values you need. And then when they update and they suddenly have it, you'll just rerun it and it'll update all those values.
Right. I did do Chat GPT. I was curious. So I asked Chat GPT where one of the stars was, and and it came back with this is a class G star. Okay, good. You've got the color. Here's the temperature. Oh, good. You've got that too. Good. And then I was like, how far is this from Bellatrix? Because it's the closest star to Bellatrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that I picked. And it said, oh, it's nowhere near Bellatrix. It's in a different constellation, some 700 light years away. And I'm like, you didn't get the right star then.
Right. Well, it doesn't. It's just analyzing words and figuring out what should go there. It doesn't conceptualize. It doesn't have that.
It's got a little bit of a misleading demeanor.
Right.
Because it's so friendly, and it's like talking to Hal.
Right.
It really is.
That's the problem that I see, like, when people talk about ChatGPT, they talk to it like it's a thing that has a memory and it can conceptualize things, and like, no, that's not at all what it is. It's just really good at mimicking human language. That's it.
Oh, it did a brilliant job though yesterday. I got carried away, but it was a lot of fun. And what I did was I fed it the rules for the theoretical ball sports game thing that is in Bellatrix Rising, and I made up all the rules and then fed it to it, and then gave it the 12 teams, and then told it to build a ladder, so like a season, a game season, and it did, and it even took those and matched the teams up in the playoffs and matched a team up, the winners of the playoffs to the finals, which I was impressed with, because it didn't just pick random things. It actually reasoned out that this team won and this team won, therefore they would be matched in the next game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like really cool.
Yeah.
And then I had it go and give me a blow by blow on each game, and it did. It was really like intriguing. It was like, they came out with a strike right off the bat, and after that were 2 hits, and so it was like following the rules of the game to make up this theoretical game that happened between these 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nifty. I mean, I was pretty impressed. Mostly because what you were just saying about it doesn't seem to remember. It did remember, but after about 10 or so of those, it started to add in, dribbling and making baskets and scoring from free throws. And I'm like, okay, now you've got it confused with basketball. So
right, because it starts.
Then was just stop and reload the rules, and it was
Right.
good. Another like 8 or 10.
If you keep going, it'll just start pre-associating more and more things.
Yeah.
That's why it gets wild, because it's all association.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can give it the rules, and then it'll associate that with all of the other thing it's ever read about other rules elsewhere,
Right.
and then references to those things and what they might say, and then it mimics that.
Yeah. It's also really interesting because, like, for example, it wrote the rundown of the final game, right? And oh yeah, and then the hens won, and everybody went home. And they were all cheering, and so I said, "Could you give me the final score?" And it said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to give you the final score. The final score was," and I'm like, "That's such an interesting." It's weird to talk to it in real language,
Right.
and have it respond appropriately in real language.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I'm finding most interesting. Is it very much is like programming in a natural, like how I would imagine they program the Enterprise's computer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the same kind of thing. It's very much like the scene in 2010 when he's reconnecting Hal,
Mm-hmm.
and he's sitting there going, "Okay, Hal, this is the first set of logic, initiation procedures." And Hal goes, "I'm ready, Dr. Chandra. Please input them now." And so it's like it's that same kind of thing. It's like this weird, because that's exactly how you front load Chat GPT is. You say, "I'm going to give you a bunch of rules for this thing. Say yes if you understand."
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes, "Yes, I'm ready for the first set of rules for this thing." And it's like,
Right.
that's exactly the way I envision them doing these huge computers in the future,
Right.
So it's fascinating. I think, if nothing else, I am intrigued by what it is doing.
Right.
But your job might be completely different in like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Oh, yeah.
putting in code and code and code, you might be going, "Okay, I need to build a piece of code that says this." And then you might go, "I can do that for you. Do you want it to also do this?" You know what I mean? Like, you could just see that that's what you're going to be doing,
I think that initially it will get easier for senior engineers
Yeah.
to excel at their jobs, and it'll make it harder for entry level to get in, because you have to be skilled enough at your job to properly prompt AI
Yeah.
to get a valid enough result that you can then take that, fix up whatever needs to be fixed, and have valid output.
Yeah.
But a junior person in whatever task it is that you might use AI for, you're not going to understand it enough to prompt it correctly to get the right stuff out of it.
Right. But I mean, it was a conversation I was having with it,
Mhm.
which was intriguing. It would say things like, it would say, "I apologize for making a mistake," and I would say, "That's okay, I understand." And it goes, "Thank you for being so kind." And I'm like, I just realized I said that without thinking about it, because
Mhm.
it's starting to feel like I'm chatting literally, like it says Chat
Right.
GPT, but I'm feeling like I'm actually like communicating with another human.
Right.
It has
It's like I thank ChatGPT. I go, "Thank you. That was exactly what I needed."
yeah, me
I-
too.
I do it not because I know that it accepts it. It's just I feel like that's the preference in the way I want to interact with my technology,
Yes.
and it's coming to where I want it to be.
You're totally
And
being
I'll-
instant Sonia Gomez.
Right? I'll thank my refrigerator if it does stuff proactively, not because I think it wants it, because that's just the way I want to interact with it.
Well, that's exactly the way I treat Alexa.
Right.
But I mean, but you remember Sonia Gomez was doing that in Star Trek. She was like, "Hot chocolate, please," and it came in, "Thank you." And then Geordi's like, "You're gonna have all the ship's computers eating out of your hand after this, being so nice to them all the time."
Mhm.
And she said the same thing. She's like, "I just feel like the way we interact with technology should be polite."
Right.
And so it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally on board with her. I mean, I'm in the same boat.
Mhm.
We should just be polite.
It's also in preparation for our AI overnights too.
Yeah, exactly. We have to prepare ourselves for our AI overload. So that's what we got to do.
All right. I need to get back to work, and I need to prepare to go to a doctor's appointment that I missed and had to reschedule. Because ADD is fun.
Right. Man, it's lucky they didn't charge you for it, though.
Yeah. No, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he had an appointment too. So we both had an appointment today at the same place, but I forgot because we alternate. He has an appointment one week, and then we both have an appointment next week, and then it
So
keeps
you
going back and forth.
messed up the pattern?
Right, and I just, in my head, I thought it was the week it was just his, and I would just sat down and started working.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
Well, good luck at your appointment.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Bill.
so I'm taking a thing out of your playbook, by the way. I am making a faux newspaper for the town of Twin Ferns, which is in mine and Bill's comic, campfire comic, like about the summer camp. It's the town that the summer camp is located in. So, the funny thing is I'm going through ChatGPT to write the articles for the newspaper. Because, like, I don't want to sit here and be I don't want to be sitting there doing it.
Yeah, you'll have to keep reminding it that it's fictitious, though. That's what cracks me up.
Well, the thing is like, we don't know where exactly it is, but apparently ChatGPT said it's a small town nestled in the heart of American Midwest. So it must have gone through and be like, Native American, where are they located?
Right.
And I'm like, oh boy. So I have a few things I'm probably going to have to go and change, but almost everything else about it is like kind of spot on. So, like with how we would probably set everything up in the town. But
what you can do is front load it. If you wanted, you could write a little blurb about what your town is and where it's located and all of those things, and then you can front load it and say, you know, I'm going to give you a bunch of information about this specific town. The problem is, like, that's what I was just talking to Bill. You'll have to keep front loading it because it forgets after about 10 or so articles.
I'm doing 4 major stories. So, like, I think me and Bill talked about them having like a normal thing. But I think you're right. I am probably gonna have to go through and I did say that Twin Ferns is owned by a Native American tribe, so that I did not disclose what the actual name of it is. So they're doing a really good job at making sure that they don't insert one. So that's good.
You should be able to hear me. Can you guys hear me?
But
Can you hear me when I'm over there?
I can't hear you at all.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it seems like you're really far away.
I'm trying to start my mic up on the other side of the room. because I need to find my watercolors. Because yesterday was Watercolor Wednesday, and I can't do Watercolor Wednesday until I find my watercolors wherever they went. They went someplace safe, but I figured I probably ought to go on ahead and power up my other microphone so you can hear me when I'm on the other side of the room. Now that there's somebody else here to tell me, yes, Brent, yeah, or whatever. When Brent comes back and says hi or whatever. Or if Can says something, because I can't read the screen when I'm wandering around the house. Or wandering around the office, that is. So I'm just trying to get the other microphone to spin up, and I'm not sure why I'm not getting it. You should be able to hear me on this microphone. And you should be able to hear me over here. Probably still quiet now. How about now? Is it still quiet?
It still sounds like you're very far away. Hey, Brent.
I'm trying to gain up quite a bit on this particular guy. I'm a little nervous turning up the gain too much. Well, okay, I'll be right around here somewhere. If you need me. Like, I'm sitting here trying to figure out how in the world I managed to lose both my cup and things. Like, I had them both, now they're both gone. So I'm gonna go look around real quick until I find it. I'll be right back.
Be back. Alrighty. Bye. Yeah, that makes more sense. The town that is linked to our that's linked to our comic that's linked to our whatchamacallit, our summer camp. They have in the town there's a pen factory, and for years they have been trying to combat water pollution from the pen factory. So, trying to do some interesting articles.
Interesting. So, is this stuff you're trying to feed to the Chat GPT?
Yeah, because initially they had been like a general recycling program, blah blah blah, and I was like, no, I need one about this.
Right.
I mean, the article itself that they wrote was really nice, but it's not like it's something that I think the residents already would be doing, because it is a small town. Most people don't really drive around in cars; they mainly walk or ride a bike already. From the way that me and Bill have everything set up, I mean, they have a single bus that goes to the camp, and then that's pretty much it. That's the only bus that they really have.
That makes sense.
So, like, outside of that, like, it's good that, like, it wrote it, but, like, I'm like, no, they're actually more concerned about the water waste in the local environment. So,
Yeah.
So,
Nothing like being sick for a couple of days to make you go, you know what? My place is a mess. I'm like, this place is a mess. We should do something.
So this this is interesting.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
oh my gosh. So apparently, narcissist is viewed as a foul word in the AI generator and will not do anything with that word in it.
That is interesting. This is very interesting, actually. I mean, what was the error you got?
So basically, I asked for a 500 word article to be written or rewritten as though as someone um, basically who is a narcissistic bleep hole.
Oh. You sure it wasn't a bleep hole?
I know I removed that first, and then I removed narcissist second, and all of a sudden I was able to get something generated.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay, so narcissist or narcissistic is not considered something that they want to use to generate items. Okay.
Definitely an interesting development.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I think I found everything I'm looking for. And it was exactly what I thought. I had put it in a safe place.
Yay!
But we can paint now. So next watercolor Wednesday, I can actually do watercolor Wednesday. Hello, welcome to the show. Let's see if I can figure that one out. Gio Mileni? Gio Mileni? That's an interesting name. I like the name. Shoot. I still have the same problem over there when I'm doing Watercolor Wednesday, and that is that I still cannot see the screen. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about getting a screen up there and running with chat going. So we'll have to figure that one out. You know what? Maybe I want to. Mhm. There we go. I'm sure I can find our broadcast somewhere like that. I love the automatic subtitles. Right. We're gonna start with this.
Trying to think of other things that I think that we could probably put in this. Um,
Story? You mean the
Yeah.
prompt?
like, I'm trying to think of what to put into a newspaper with a weird town.
Obituaries?
Yeah.
Old Aunt Murda died today. She was 153.
I'm sorry, but it would not be appropriate or respectful to generate fictional obituaries. As an AI language model, I cannot access or generate real obituaries. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Man, you really are like ticking it off all over the place, aren't you?
Yeah. I asked for 10 obituaries, too. But I think what it's saying is they, like, since they don't deal with writing obituaries because they don't pull from that. Okay.
Okay.
I can do job listings,
There you go.
which is really funny because, like, the town probably needs some. Although I don't think they had. No, I think me and Bill decided that there's not a resort or spa there. But I'll go over the language with Bill and we'll figure out what we need to. The funny thing is it does have a park ranger station in Twin Ferns, so that part is actually kind of funny because they put one in there for us.
That is cool. Can't tell if this just picking up part of the fibers of the paper. Disturbing. Hey Pepper, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna enlarge my screen a little bit because I'm working on watercolors.
Go right ahead.
Can't really see it very easily, so I can put you in the corner like that. Then,
that's good.
baby, we put you in the corner.
I don't consider myself a baby, so I'm good.
Okay, cool. You know, as long as you don't self-identify as a baby, you're fine. Very large wallpaper brush over here. It's really fine. I am just papering the hell out of this. Way fun. The chaos I am creating over here. So much awesome. It still feels like it's got a hot spot right through here. It kind of makes it so hard to see. Not impossible, just difficult. It's still wet. I'm gonna try to go back in there now. Bean in here. Yes, I saw that too. I was like, Aliens the musical. And the worst part is, it looks pretty good, actually. Like, I'd watch that.
I'm sorry. I think some of the better articles are about these urban myths I'm making up.
Yeah, like I said yesterday or whatever. I don't think you were on the show, but I had Chat GPT do one of the sports games in the style of Sarah Silverman,
Uh-huh.
and it was riotous, completely inappropriate, but really freaking funny. It was so freaking funny. I mean, Chat GPT figured out her style in a heartbeat. Had her really figured out.
Hey, Can.
What? We're pretty popular on Facebook?
Apparently.
Hey, we're popular on Facebook. It's cool. I don't know. Ain't a spaceship. Always. Unfortunately, Sansi. Redux, guys. Sansi. Hello, Sansi. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Well, not unfortunately, but I'm right now I'm in the wrong franchise at the moment. Yeah, I was just saying that I was observing your oh, come on, Avatar. Ooh, boy. Like your avatar. I like your avatar. There.
Oh, wow. Wow. So,
Yeah. Pepper is over here taunting ChatGPT. If you're wondering what all this laughter is about, he's
well,
over here
okay, so
taunting ChatGPT.
so so basically, I asked for comic strip ideas for the newspaper of Twin Ferns. For those who are just joining or haven't been here the entire time, Twin Ferns is a fictional town that me and Bill set our summer camp is in this town, and it's not in the center of town, but it's like away from it. But you have to go to Twin Ferns in order to get to the town, to the camp. And so I asked for comic strip ideas, and so they've been using all of my stuff that I've done so far as inspiration for new comic strip ideas. And some of them are like the Tales of the Two-Headed Missing Link, Trials of Vincent Penderwall, which is basically the struggles of a narcissistic and much malaligned owner of the local pen factory. The Wonders of Twin Ferns, which is like the natural beauty and floral and fauna of the town. A satire comic about the town hall. A satire comic about the workers of the pen factory. And if I'm looking at this correctly, a meta comic strip about the town's newspaper itself. So I'm gonna just like show these to Bill and figure out which one he wants to kind of like
to roll with.
Yeah. Because all of them seem kind of fun, but like I have to like pass everything through Bill with this stuff.
Sure.
So I know one of them he's gonna veto. He's gonna veto probably 3 that I know of right off the bat.
Right.
Because she's not supposed to be out. She can't be outside of the summer camp comic. We know that.
That's fair.
Mm.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aw, that's very nice of you. I'm glad you joined us. Oh, I've got to get this little area right in between here. Oh my goodness. What size brush do I have? Very do not have that many. Don't have any that are really, really small, so I need to get into the zone right here. I gotta get in there tight. I love these wedge brushes. Wedge. There we go. Where are you coming in from, Sansi? We're out in Denver. I keep saying that even though the majority of the three of us are actually up in Logan. But I don't think people know what Logan is. So, go with Denver because people know where Denver is. Go. Yep. So yeah, I'm just curious. I'm always curious where people come in from. We get people from all over the world on our stream, and that's so cool. It's an interesting thing to me. Oh, yeah. I've had issues with both of those. I feel you. All right. Question really comes in with this. This is the next question. If I've got a bunch of particles that have shown up all over here. Ooh, what subjects? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I think stress gets to all of us at some point, too.
I think Bill's home.
From his doctor's appointment? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I don't think you're a failure if that helps any.
So I just had Chat GPT to write my summer camp's camp song, and then a parody that was written by tweens.
That's a thing.
Well, think about it. If you have a summer camp that's inhabited by tweens, how often do tweens parody or find a way to make fun of a song?
Right? No, I'm with you. That's a thing. Not disagreeing, just saying that's a thing.
Wow.
Oh man. All right. I think I gotta wait a little bit longer for this to dry before I can try to get these little particles off of here. But I think what happened, and it's a happy accident, is I think that when I tried to pre-wet the page, I think it tore up the surface just a little bit. Because I was using this brush. This isn't really a brush, but this is like a sponge tip. I can't even get that. Really?
Alright, I think I'm done with having fun with
You have
this.
chatted enough with GPT, huh? Yeah. Still out there, my friend. Still hanging out there, Sansi. Also your father. Oh no. Sometimes I think people just they have a hard time expressing themselves. You have a lot of stuff to do in life. That's fine. Today is so transient. So transient. Tomorrow is another day. We have so much work to do in our lives. In a theory, or theoretically, it's Watercolor Wednesday, Colton. Sansi, what do you want to do with you want to draw? You be an artist? What you're headed for? If so, we're kindred spirits.
Oh, it looks like Colton's in queue if you want him to come in.
Oh, hey, oh, yeah. I just have to move over to the other machine. Hang on. The other side. The other side. Break on through to the other side.
Hello.
What my kiddo wants to be too as a coder. You'll make it. You'll make it. It's hard today, but tomorrow's another day.
How's it going, Pepper? Guy? Everybody?
I'm doing fine. Yep, so Bill is a coder. He is right now holding me a piece of code that will make my star charts for me so that I won't get...
Are you talking about watercoloring your star charts?
What's that, Brent?
Okay, Sansi, check in with us, okay? Stay with us. We're here every day. Check in this time tomorrow, okay?
Except for Saturdays and Sundays.
See you later, Sansi.
Yeah, you're still very, very low, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to not be low. Yeah. I mean, I can, like, kick this up. But I feel like if I turn the gain up too much,
Well, I mean,
Can you hear me better now?
I can hear Colton very loud.
No, not Colton. Me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm loud.
Well, I can hear you.
How about
louder
now?
than Guy.
Am I better now?
Oh, Guy is very prominent.
Yeah,
now.
Guy is still is lower than you.
Oh, really?
I'm getting a ring at this point. Now it's starting to feedback loop.
Well, I think if we turn if you're at that table, I think we're gonna have to start taking off the music.
Well, I mean, I can talk a little bit more directly into the microphone. No, I think OBS is configured weird.
Okay.
Because I got a new update on OBS,
Oh,
and
right.
I feel like I reset everything. And I seem to remember there was a setting, because right now in my office, I'm definitely hearing my own voice echoing, and it's just on the edge of feedback. It's so loud in here.
Mm-hmm.
So something's not set up correctly. So I'll fuss with that in a minute.
Hey, Ken.
Hello. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. You're just low coming in on my side, so.
It might be a volume adjustment thing we can do on our side.
No. I gave everything that I just did in Chat GPT to Bill.
What about now?
How's that going?
All I have to say is the parody song is hilarious, and it sounds like a tween wrote it.
Angry tween.
Yeah, like the first line says, "We're stuck at Camp Lake Kiki Poppy."
One day, Brent. One day.
So
I think he's working today. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I'm ringing a lot now. I'm really ringing.
Well, you also have multiple mics, though, right? Right, Guy?
Yeah, I've got a mic over there and a mic over here. That's why I'm kind of curious. The mic over
They might be
there.
feeding off each other. That might be why you're getting that ringing.
Well, yeah, except that I killed that mic before. That's why I'm having a problem
But don't kill it. You still need it.
right?
I had to disconnect my old mic.
Meh, meh, meh. Because see, even on this, it seems like it's maybe if I turn this up like here and turn this down like there, and then go down here and turn up because I can't hear him very well at all. And turn down Colton a little bit and turn down Pepper just a little bit. Is that better, Brent? I'm coming from this side. Now let's see if it sounds better over here.
Can you hear
Now,
me
does
now?
it sound better over here is the question.
Good.
Yeah, we can hear you, Can.
Cool.
Then again, you're using earbuds. That's true. We are pushing past 11 because I've got work to do. So if anybody needs to go, just give me a holler.
I'll probably take off around 12, 1 o'clock, like usual.
Yeah, today is not really a good day for me, so I'm probably gonna hang on as long as I can. A full house this morning.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
all here. Whole fam damly.
Family.
All right. How's everybody doing today?
I'm getting by.
Getting by, huh?
I'm alright.
Yeah, if you check your Facebook thing, you can see why.
Aliens the musical?
Yeah, because that always does it. No, I was talking specifically to the guy.
Oh, okay. I'll go check it in a minute. I'm
Yeah.
kind of out of pocket.
Yeah, that's fun.
and watercoloring pennants. This is brutal. Little teeny red dots on this ship. These are supposed to be yellow to boot, as if that wasn't bad enough. Swords.
Gaines got visitors.
Yep.
Does Raph come to these still?
He means to from time to time.
Means to? Yeah, that's fair.
He tries.
That's good. Trying is half the battle.
Right? Every time I talk to him, he every time I talk to him, he's like, I really should be coming onto the show. The biggest problem is that I didn't realize this, but I think a lot of people get the impression that this is a, come on the show and show everybody how awesome of an artist you are, and not a body doubling thing. And so then they're like, I can't put my stuff on air. I've got an NDA, or I can't put my stuff on air. Whatever. And I'm like, that none of that's important, because like we just need to, just need to do just enough to.
Yeah, how many times have I had my thing shut off because I'm doing content that is not appropriate to TOSs?
Yep. You can almost see that my ship is coming in a little bit there. It's starting to kind of show up a little. It's kind of cool. That's right. I'm the only one producing content at the moment, and that's totally cool.
I'll be back.
Visually.
Yeah, that's what I mean, visually. Which is why I have center stage.
I see Pepper over there working.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's working. That's not a problem.
I'm just trying to get this paper fully written out so I can send it in for review.
What the? For some weird reason, my screen went black.
I'm noticing though we have more people who hang out midday than we do during the mornings. Should we move this back an hour? Do you think?
What's up?
I said I'm noticing more people are here midday than are here from 9 to 11. Like it's 11 o'clock now, and we're getting a higher viewership and stuff like that right now, and more of us here.
Oh,
So
me, it's just because I'm off for the week.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, theoretically, if Kat hadn't burned herself out trying to hit her deadline, she'd be here too. So we really would have just about everybody in Quack here at midday. So I was just kind of idly wondering, do you think it'd be good for us to maybe move the show to 10 to noon, or maybe even 11 to 1 or something like that? What's your feel on that?
I leave that to Pepper. And Kaden.
I mean, it's whatever for me. I just know that I'm more. I can get more done in the morning than I can in the afternoon.
Me too. I'm pretty much useless after 2. No matter what happens, I kind of
Mine just kind of depends on what I'm doing, really.
yeah.
I mean, right now I'm working on Space Duck, Captain Space Duck. So,
Captain Space Duck.
yeah.
Captain Space Duck?
I like Captain Space Duck, man. I'm just saying.
Colton, have you heard about this yet?
He says it's
Captain Space Duck.
You haven't heard about Captain Space Duck?
No. One sec.
man. Oh, there it is. Oh boy.
No, I have not heard about Captain Space Duck.
All right. So
Mr. Google wins
Space-
again.
Apparently, my coughing fit wants to come back. So, Captain Space Duck is a comic that I am doing.
Oh,
That
okay.
all the words are iterations of Quack.
Yep. We asked the Chat GPT version 2 for a script, and it was like, Space Duck is standing on a planet. Space Duck, quack. And then the second panel is Space Duck is flying through space. Space Duck, quack, quack. It was like the funniest thing. And so both he and I both drew the comics. It's just so funny.
Nice.
We had way too much fun doing that.
So now I am making a full-on comic. So here's the cover.
Oh wait, I'll give you center temporarily. There we go.
So here's the cover.
I dig it.
Nice.
And then here's the first page penciled.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the second page penciled.
Nice.
And so right now I'm working on the fourth page layout because the paper that I'm working with, I had 15 sheets. And originally I had just done 12 pages. So I added 3 more pages to it this morning. I finished the thumbnail for the last page. And so I'm going to try to get the layouts done first on all the pages and then draw it. So you can take me off center screen.
Oh,
But you look so nice.
No, well, this is us watching paint dry over here. I mean, to be fair.
Well,
That is part of the process.
I mean, Bill has said I need to get a camera for above the desk I'm working at right now because then I can do
That camera like I
paint
do.
making.
I thought you did have one, so when you did paint making, you could do that. Or that was in
I
the works.
do. It's over on that side.
Ah, got it.
but I can't stand at that desk.
Mhm.
That's what I got a problem with too. Is I can't stand at that. I like standing at this.
Understand. I just need to get a rising desk.
Yeah.
I went and looked trying to see if they still had my desk at IKEA, and I could just buy the risers to it.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that's not a thing anymore.
Which one were you looking at?
It's an L-shaped desk that they had. I've had this for a few years though now, so apparently they don't offer just the legs and all that just for my desk anymore, which is what I went over there about a month ago to kind of see. And I couldn't find the rising one, and then I actually went into their website. The rising desk is still there. I just can't buy individual parts for it now. I have to buy the whole thing. I was like, great. I was like, I just want the legs that come with like the key codes and all that, so I can just raise it up and down.
Oh, you're talking about the one where it's like you press buttons?
Yeah, it just has the up and down button. That's all it was. It was very simple. It just needed the legs that have all the mechanics in them. And then apparently that's not a thing anymore, so. Well, it is a thing. I had to buy the whole desk into one. I was like, oh, I was hoping to save like $100, $200 by just buying the legs, and apparently it's not a thing now.
Let me see here. Jeez, between me and Guy, we sound like a picture of health.
I know we're both dying over here.
Yours, though, is
It's been raining
yours
for
is not the
pretty
same
much 2
reason as
days
mine,
now.
though.
Yeah, mine's COVID related, but there's that.
I was gonna say it's been raining for 2 days now, which I'm betting is not helping you guys at all.
No, it's not.
No, Bill left the window. So we sleep with the windows open, and Bill left normally when it's actively raining, I'm not as bad. It's usually after the rain has stopped.
Same.
So it's one of those. I really hate it because my office is in the basement.
Yeah.
And
You definitely don't want to get stuffy down there.
yeah, but if I go upstairs and we have the air purifiers off upstairs and we don't have the air circulating through the AC, it's like 10 times worse. So, but when I leave my house, I have to have a face mask on, and and people do look at me funny for having it on, but I'm just like, I don't feel like coughing because of when COVID began back in 2020. I was still coughing under the mask, and I wasn't COVID positive.
Mm-hmm.
It was just allergies, and I got the dirtiest looks.
That's what bothers me about this. It's like we finally did something that Japan does all the time, which is if you're sick, wear a mask. That's all. And we ended up politicizing it. And I was all excited. I was like, oh, finally, we're going to have a culture over here where when you're sick, you wear a mask. And now it turned into when you're sick, you're woke. And it's like, no. Or when you wear a mask, you're woke. And it's like, really? That just makes me so bitter and angry.
I mean, I wear it on occasion, more like if I'm mowing the lawn and whatnot, because my allergies are hay fever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like when I get like fresh cut grass and all that going, I'm just like, okay, sinuses. So I try and wear one just so I can kind of bring that down a little bit, which kind of helps because usually what it is, I'll go mow the yard and everything, go take a shower afterwards, so I clear it out of my sinuses, steam it, and then get back to what I was trying to do. But I did that a while ago at the last house I was doing that, and everybody kind of looked at me and was like, "What are you doing?" And then I'd be like, take a break, pull off the mask, and be like, "Okay, I think we understand."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm trying to save myself here right now because I'm about to die.
Yeah, I mean, Bill mowed the lawn, I think, last weekend. All the windows were open.
It came into the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing I had to learn a long time ago was learn to close the windows and all that stuff when I'm getting ready to mow, because if not, like, it would float in, get on my pillows, and then when I go to sleep, I would just wake up feeling like shit because it's just all in my sinuses now.
Or my eyes will crust over
Yeah,
while I'm sleeping.
I hate that.
Right.
That's brutal.
I'll wake up with like an extreme stuffy nose, a sore throat, all that. But we were talking, and like I have problems with smoke inhalation. So when we had the fires and stuff, it was really bad.
Oh, the fires were terrible on my sinuses.
Yeah. So, Colton, you have a Bacant desk from IKEA, the L shape.
Which one?
It's the L shaped office desk.
I
It's
think
called the
so.
Bacant.
How do you spell that?
Bekant.
So let me see if it's the one I think it. Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay.
Bacant corner desks. Yeah.
Yeah, the corner desk underframe for the sit stand is like $530
Just for the.
just for the base.
Yeah.
So is that what you were looking for, the electronic one?
Yeah, just the stand.
Okay. Well, I found it online, and you can pick it up there in store.
Just the base?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, shoot.
I can shoot you over the article number right now if you want.
Yeah, if you want, shoot me the link.
Oh.
Yeah, because I know it's like 500, but like if you have to buy the whole thing, it's like 7. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, you don't want a new top. You just want
The top's
base.
fine. Everything else is the frame and all that's great. I just need the legs and the attachments.
Yeah. What? There you go. And yeah. That's the black one, and then I think on there when you pull up the black one, you can choose the white one too. And I think I'm not sure which L you have, but from my understanding, you can put it on either like the side that jets out. You can put that on either side.
Yeah, if I remember right, you just rotate the legs around and you just have to connect them properly. Is all I remember. Because if you look at both these pictures that are in it, one's the left side, and then the actual office is to the right side.
Yeah.
So it should be interchangeable.
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah. So there you go.
Thank you.
From what I saw, they both have green buttons next to them for Centennial. So they are able to be picked up today if you need it to be picked up today.
I will have to do a little bit more research today and see what I got.
Yep.
I might have to do it tomorrow, but yeah, the only reason why I say that is because I have enough school meetings today that I can't really make that trip.
I gotcha.
Since I have this week off, I planned a whole bunch of meetings with school and all that. They all landed on Thursday, so I'm like, all right, today's a busy freaking day.
Let's go on the show with Guy and everyone else.
Yeah,
What's one more minute?
Possibly go wrong.
pretty much. That's why I'm like, I'll just sit here, hang out with you guys, get this paper written as much as possible, at least enough that I can turn it in and get more reviews on it.
Mm.
That's the biggest one, is just getting reviews, is what we're doing right now.
What are they having you review?
So for the final for this English class, it's doing art reviews. So we had to go out and pick something that is similar to our field, or is our field that we're trying to go for,
Mhm.
and write a review about a piece. So since I'm in environment design, I asked him if there's an exhibit at the Denver Art Museum.
Mhm.
Damn.
That is from East to West exhibit,
Mhm.
which is an Orientalism exhibit for a lot of stuff from that is not really paintings of what you see, but it's what they did a lot of stuff what a lot of environment artists do, which is they go on site, do a lot of studying, and then come back and start making paintings. So it's not 100% accurate, but it is accurate enough to what that era or that location is, that you could feel like you're actually in location, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what being an environment artist is for the video game industry, is that you are doing those designs and everything, but you're putting your own twist on it to make it feel realistic, but also keeping it kind of close to that era or whatever. So I went there, and there's a one from there that I picked up. I found it was by Charles Theodore Freyer, and it is here. I'll pull 1 second so you guys can see what I'm. There it is. It is, yeah, it's an environment piece, painting that you just have to talk about it, talk about the artist a little bit, and just pretty much write a whole review on it. And this one's what was this one called? Sorry, my brain just went blank. Along the Nile at Giza. But I thought he put it, like, this is the one piece I had like 3 pieces I thought about, and this is the one that really stood out to me, and just because of how he did his foreground, middle ground, backgrounds, his atmospheric perspective. The one that I learned was the rule of odds, which I always forget about, which is using odd numbers to make a painting or a piece entertaining.
Yeah, I learned that as rule of threes.
It's rule of threes, but the actual,
because it could be rule of fives. But I learned
it's odd numbers. Apparently, for some reason, are very more attractive to the human eye than even numbers. Like if you make everything even, like to balance everything out, it doesn't really balance the eyes. As like people don't really feel like it's a better piece or more lived in because it's too even, too balanced. Even though like this piece right here is very balanced in its own way too. Like there's a lot more darks on the left side, where the right side's very more brighter. You have your rule of odds of like all your animal clusters are like 5 is the number. And then you have your tree clusters are in 3s.
Well,
with the atmospheric perspective and everything, so
it actually plays into the whole we're taught it from a very early age that things come in 3, 5, 7s, and 9s.
Yeah.
So, so like when you actually think about it, like when you see like 4 animals in an environmental piece, you'll typically see 3 of them like crowded together, with the 4th one kind of like doing its own thing as like another focus.
Right.
Stuff like that. So it's not necessarily the human mind that approves of it, because I can honestly say I've seen pieces which they're beautiful and everything's even. but
You
it's
can do it,
really
yeah.
far in between when it actually looks good.
Right.
Well, he wasn't saying that was an absolute. It was just
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not saying that what he said was wrong either. All I'm saying is, um, I'm getting to the point when people sit there and like they say like there's supposed to be harsh rules on everything. There's always ways to break those rules to make it look more interesting.
sure.
Right.
But like when you're doing a study like you're describing, you're kind of operating within those rules.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So they're not bad to follow when you're researching and doing that stuff. It's just
Yeah. When you're trying to write a paper and everything about it, it's a good thing to kind of fall back on.
yeah.
But like, yeah, there are artists out there. I have seen pieces where everything's even and it looks good, but it also, I think those ones take more of a trained artist to actually know what they're doing, to actually make it look good to where it is pleasing to the eye for the masses and not just for yourself, kind of thing.
It just takes a little bit more work, yeah. You have to
Yeah.
work at it.
A little bit more legwork, a little bit more planning.
Yeah, it's
This one right here, you can see a lot of different things that, like, within, if you do take environment, like if you trying to make an environment, there's a lot of things in this piece that actually work well within an environment piece because of how everything's all planned out and paced and set up.
Mm-hmm.
And like that video I sent you guys, that's kind of
Yeah, I
a lot of
watched
that. He goes over all the 10 tips to think about for when you're building it. And he did it with a really cool way in that video was he based it off Nintendo and had all of his, he did it as like an art review for all his fans and whatnot. So they all did pieces and turned them in from like Pokemon was their theme and created Pokemon themed environments.
Yeah.
And there's skill levels all over in that thing, but he even like goes over them. He's like, this is what would make this better by focusing on this basic skill, this basic tip or rule would actually help push this a little bit farther if you really thought about it differently. And also like leading the eye and things like that. Like there's a lot of things that a regular person doesn't think about, but like the more you get into art, the more you become an artist, like the more you realize there's a lot more planning ahead and planning when you're working on stuff that kind of comes up as you're working to set up your pieces and all that stuff. So and that's the things that I just noticed about that piece that I was writing about and all that stuff. So there you go. Yeah. And that's what the final is literally writing just a review on it and what we thought of it, what we thought worked, what we thought didn't work, things like that.
Cool.
Like, because you can definitely say on that piece that it does kind of look off balance because of like there's so much stuff going on one side, but there's so much not going on the other. But it does balance itself out because of that, which is weird. But it's also, I think it's the very contrast of colors too and values really balance it out with it. So
yeah.
That's the thing. This guy keeps doing these watercolor paintings, and now that I finally can look at them, they're not really watercolor paintings, which is all right.
So someone sent me a link to this person who's cosplaying as Sailor Starfighter,
Hmm.
and I have to say, kind of makes sense because he does dragon crossplay,
These guys, yeah.
and it actually looks legitimately like Sailor Starfighter before and after transformation.
Nice.
Kind of weird. I haven't seen that done very well yet, so kudos.
I bet.
I'm gonna go get food here in a minute. I am looking specifically for an artist who we've done work. Yeah, you know what? I could probably do this better than just doing this.
Did you want to go get food and end the show?
No, I mean, we don't have to. We can, but we don't have to. I was just going to go downstairs and cook up the rest of the meatloaf that we had a couple minutes ago. But it'll take me, 10 minutes or so.
I have. We had some weird type of chicken burritos last night. It was taco seasoned chicken with turmeric rice for the inside.
Okay.
Like how I turn my head just like a hair. Oh, it's not doing it now. But like my camera kept refocusing, going dark, then back to bright, dark, then back to bright.
You found the
Sorry.
sweet spot.
My hair is getting to that like color stage as it's growing out. Bill thought I was balding on the back of my head.
Oh no.
And I was like, last time I checked, I don't have any bald patches on the back of my head, so I know I didn't inherit any of the balding gene in my family. My father and my grandfather, well, my mom's father didn't have hair loss, and my father still has all of his hair. My grandfather and uncle, his father, my father's dad and brother, they both have balding issues. So, yeah. So, all right.
It's like if my genes go the way they're supposed to, like my grandfather's, I will be fine. He pretty much almost had a full head of hair all the way up till he passed, but
Up until he didn't?
say what?
Up until he didn't?
Up until he didn't. I mean, there was up till he passed. Like he had a little bit of thinning mostly than anything, but he still had a full head of hair that he was able to keep his top and everything. So it just thinned. That was it.
Yeah, my grandfather, my mom's dad, he had all of his hair, and I think he started thinning around 80. Is when he started having his hair thin. It wasn't really a loss. Basically, his widow's peak just basically grew really, really large. if that explains.
Can't seem to find the watercolors. I got this book and it has these gorgeous watercolors in it that were done for the book, and I keep scanning the watercolors in and then losing them somewhere. It seems to happen to me a lot. It's very aggravating.
Which watercolors?
It's a bunch of watercolors that I got from a book, and I just keep hiding them from myself because I like them. So I keep putting them in important places. TM, patent applied for. And every time I do, I'm like, the heck did I do with that? It's so aggravating. It's like, but did I make this harder for myself?
Mm. I bought Hayao Miyazaki's watercolor manga,
Uh-huh.
and I still have yet to read it. But it looks beautiful.
Fair? And maybe I will start to bow out here in a little bit. All I'm doing now is running around in circles, trying to find stuff.
You're very stationary for running around in circles.
I know, right? I'm the person. Amazing.
Welcome to Quack, where we got dad jokes.
Right?
Quack equals dad joke central. You're not wrong.
Right? Dad joke central.
No, dad jokes. I think it's a requirement to be on this channel.
Sort of
Mhm.
is. Just
It's the first phase of hazing. If you can deal with our dad jokes, then yes, you can come hang out with us.
right.
Depends on the type of dad joke.
True. You are dry. I need to moisturize more.
When I repeat my father's dad jokes, I get told that those are not necessarily nice.
find anything I'm looking for. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I might have too many Star Trek pictures.
You?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I know it's hard to believe, but I'm starting to think that it might be true.
I can't see you having that many Star Trek pictures. Come on, guy.
Weird. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm just gonna get frustrated.
You don't say. Dot.
Okay, I'm going to go downstairs, heat up some of that meatloaf, and bring it back up here. I'll probably be back in about like 10.
Okay.
Anybody else want center screen, or we just want to let the paint dry and watch it?
You can do the 4 screen.
That's true.
So we're all kind of big.
There we go.
Or 3 screen.
Yeah. I don't know where Kane went.
I forgot, you don't do the same thing Kayan does. So
This isn't turning out bad, though.
where you have 2 different screens. Yeah, it looks good. Looks like a starship. Welcome back, Brant, by the way. What'd you get for lunch? For lunch. There we go, that sounds right.
Are you talking to me about lunch?
Brent. Brent came back. They left for lunch for a second, so I was wondering what they got.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm actually kind of like, I have lunch meat here at my house, but I kind of want to go to Chiba Hut.
I know that feeling. I'm sitting here, like, I have plenty of leftovers right now. But also, there's a Chinese place that opened up by us, and I want to try them out, but...
Well, I mean, I would prefer Chinese food over sandwiches. But, like, last night I had burritos, and then I ended up just eating the filling instead of eating it with a burrito thing.
Yeah,
So, there's that.
that's fair. Aww. Speaking of sandwiches, Brent had sandwiches. Nice. No, I get that. That's always the hard part. I want this, but I can't have. It's not near me.
I can get.
Is that the duck, space duck? Is that the one that
What's up?
my brain just went blank? What I was trying to say.
For, like, the challenge?
Yeah.
No, it's 15 pages. However,
Oh, okay.
I do have another one that's 8 pages called Penelope and the Space Pirates.
Oh, cool.
So between the Space Duck one, Penelope and the Space Pirates, and I want to try to do the challenge multiple times. So I'm trying to think of 2 other space themes. Let's see how many things I have over here.
Multiple space ducks.
Yeah. So I have Penelope and the Space Pirates. I have 3 more after that. 2 are 8-page. So
Okay.
basically, like I had like 2 things that was essentially 9 pages. So if I do like a front cover, it's fine. And then I think this one is.
It looks like tone paper.
It is.
Oh, okay.
This one's 6. So it'd be like a 5-page story.
Cool.
But it's with tone paper, so I don't know how well it will work.
I was about to say that'd be an interesting thing to try is tone paper for a comic.
Yeah.
Like when they did the watercolor comics were coming out there for a minute. The marker comics, like everybody was trying something different. The line paper one really threw me off.
Yeah.
When I saw that one come through a while back, I was like, what? That was the whole thing that we always said we didn't do. And then someone actually made a comic in it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And got it published and all that. I was like, okay, cool. I guess that works. But I guess this also goes back to the whole, like, it's however, if you can make it, you know?
Yeah.
There are no set rules.
Well, I have to start producing soon. I got into Fort Collins
For Collins.
Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
So,
Congrats. Is that ran by Todd as well or no?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he is running that in Wicked West. Okay. I wasn't sure if he was running both of those still or not.
Well, I believe he's the talent person for, like, the Artist Alley person.
Oh, okay. So he just has his hands in the Fort Collins one, but Wicked West is actually his.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
right. That sounds right. So, I don't envy the amount of work that he has
Yeah. Same.
for conventions.
No, that's why, like, I was surprised when Guy said yes to the whole IACon thing, and I was like, you like, when he said that, I was like, so you took over the whole thing? He's like, it was just supposed to be managing it, but apparently, yeah, I have the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I saw that as soon as you mentioned that.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea moment? Well, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I've already been asked what events I'm doing this year. And I know I have something at the beginning of August, so I can definitely come at the end of August to anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I have family coming in June. So I kind of have to, like trying to figure things out on how to plan things, but in reality, it's one of those moments where it's like, well, I could do this, or I could do this.
Right. Which one do you? Yeah, no, I get that.
And as much as I want to, say IACon would be great to do, if I have family coming in around the same time, I won't be able to really do it.
Right, because your weekend would be pretty much taken.
Right.
That's not their topic. Aha!
Alrighty. I'm back. I have the secret to the air shield. Well, then what did I go through all that work for?
Special.
Alrighty. Now I have lunch. Lunch is good. In about 15 minutes, I think I will be getting a call from my beloved. So I was thinking I might go on ahead and bow out in about 15 minutes. Sound
That's
good?
fine.
I was thinking about bowing out after I get this page finished laid out and the next one. Sorry, everyone.
if I leave anything out that's water wise, he'll get into it and he'll eat all the bristles too.
Sorry, your cat makes me mad. All the cats I've ever had, they've all not done what George does. He's not a cool cat.
Well, he has issues.
Is it George time? Oh, I didn't see if George was in the frame or not.
Do what?
Oh, I thought George was in your frame. Your
Oh,
keyboard.
yeah. No, he's not over there being a pest yet. Give him time though.
He hasn't found out that he can go over and look at your art and play and try and be artist.
Right? Luckily, I think he's actually asleep somewhere, as all good cats usually are during the middle of the day.
All right.
Yeah, it's 12:30. I think actually, let's go ahead and call this the show.
That's fine. I just finished up my paper for the time being.
Finish your
so I'm happy.
paper. I figure I'm pretty much done painting for the day because I need to really get over there with something different. Oh, that's right. I was going to decide on what the hull color of the ship needs to be. which is why I was looking for those other watercolors, because they had such weird and wild hull colors for the ships. I thought that was kind of cool, but they looked right, which was strange. So, but I'll have to go find it, I think, which is fine. Okay, guys. Well, then, thank you for joining me, both you guys. Thank you for joining me, Brent. And we've had a couple of other people here who were here today as well. Hope I see them again. So we're going to go ahead and head out of here. And I just, by the way, yesterday noticed that you're not in the end credits at all, Colton. Apparently, you're just not cool enough. I just want you to know. You need to be more cool now because you're not in the end credits. It's not because I did them in a hurry and just had to write every name I could think of as fast as possible. No. It's because I have a vendetta against you. I just want you to know that.
It's because I haven't been here. I get it.
Right. I just, out of sight, out of mind. You weren't here.
I get that one. That's a big thing in my life.
It is. And no, I mean, it really was just a...
Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do forget that this show's going on until I get the notification going, Guy and them are streaming. I was like, oh yeah, they do that at this time.
I knew that. Anyway, I'm gonna head on out. You're gonna head on out, and Pepper's gonna head on out, and we'll see you all tonight. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.